Sanjay sir, is that we can proceed.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Now, going forward with our second speaker today, it is my pleasure to introduce our expert for today's session on culinary tourism and gastronomic innovation. Please welcome Chef Sanjay Mitra. He has over 35 years of experience. Chef Mitra is a seasoned culinary professional and currently the assistant professor and head of food production at AISSMS CHMCT Pune. His impressive career includes leadership roles as executive chef with some top hospitality consultancies. He has held senior culinary positions with renowned brands such as Taj Hotels, Le Méridien Pune, Sheraton Udaipur, Four Points by Sheraton Pune, and the Poonawalla Group. His vast experience from leading large kitchen brigades to overseeing cost control, menu planning, and operational excellence makes him an inspiring mentor for budding chefs. Chef Mitra is widely respected for his expertise in gastronomic innovation, menu development, cost management, and his passion for mentoring the next generation of chefs. We are delighted to have him with us today. Please join me in welcoming Chef Sanjay Mitra. Sir, the screen is all yours.
Thank you very much, Anshri. Thank you. Okay. I'm just going to take a second to share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Sir, not yet.
No,
Sir, not yet.
Okay.
Top right, share.
Yeah, I've done that, but I think it takes time.
Share window.
Yeah.
Share
Include
screen.
sound and screen.
Yeah.
Visible?
Yes,
Yes,
visible.
sir. Now we can.
Great, great.
Yes,
Go
sir.
to
Yes,
your-
sir.
Okay. Okay. So today's topic is going to be culinary tourism and gastronomic innovation. So before we begin, I would just request everybody to put their microphone on mute because there's some disturbance in between coming when Mr. Kavindra was speaking. And I would ask Tanushri's help to be my timekeeper and sort of let me know half an hour before and 15 minutes before time is up so we can maintain the time and not go overboard.
Certainly, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, I just wanted to ask you a question to start with is how many of you are sort of keen on traveling or you love traveling? Just raise your hand so I get a kind of a count. Yeah, so I can see about 12. Okay, so basically, I think I can go on to say and assume that most of us love traveling. And one of our most important aspect of traveling, we all know is food. Because if we get the right kind of food and we get what we like, or we get our food custom made, and then we are really happy and we carry something memorable from that trip and we want to go back there. Now, going back to travel and food and going back to my final year students, which I was taking last year, and coming from where they sort of finished their course and they are looking for jobs, and they keep coming back to us. Some of them got in touch with me saying they were not sure what they want to do, and they don't want to work in hotels. And we came to know from the last discussion that most of our students are wanting to prefer to internship abroad and not in India, not in the brand hotels in India. Most of my students did that. They didn't want to go. So they trained probably, they did their 6 months training, but they didn't want to go back. Now from there, what I understood is that there is a lack of understanding of career options available. And I see culinary tourism as a big benefactor for there because that's something which is not been, addressed. not been fully utilized. Not because probably the country is sort of still in its infancy stage on culinary tourism, and the government is doing some initiative, but not much. So that is where it's coming to that discussion today, is what I want to sort of come as a learning sort of outcome, is that all of you should get involved in this and guide your students at the end of this course. That's what I'm trying to drive at, is culinary tourism can be a very big step towards their own career, and because students are mostly wanting to sort of today be their own bosses. So culinary tourism can offer that, and they can tie up with organizations, they can, which I'll go through in my slides. I will show you how it's possible. So these are just an outcome. I'm not going to go through in details, just what are the learning outcomes of this course we're going to go through. But the major one I discussed first is that it's a big opportunity, because if we develop an area, for example, a friend of mine who's a year senior to me, Sharad Vats, he is running Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, which is, he's developed it by himself. And today he's made it a destination, a brand. And people just go there because of his safari tours. He has arranged tours in the night, tours in the morning, where they take them around to spot tigers. Along with that, of course, restaurant, the food, which is, I said again in the beginning, is very important. It has to be good. So today he's a figure out there, and people all over the country and from the world are coming there just to spot tigers, because he takes care of his guests and he's developed that area so well, which is a big benefit. That's what I'm looking at for our students, for example, or for us to concentrate, that if we look at a destination, because India remains unexplored till date. Okay, a small little exercise for you all to just scan this code and just answer. There'll be a question there, and I can share the results in front of you. Yeah, just scan this and answer whichever one, two, more than one answer is also okay. So I'm going to open this Menti scaling so you can see it. So you'll be able to see the results. Can you just start answering whichever, the question will be there. What is your region's signature dish, which you feel, which you like?
We need to
It's
see
your
the
personal.
scanner first.
We see
Sir,
the scanner
everyone
once
needs the
again,
scanner
sir.
first.
Okay, one second. Yeah. Are you able to get the links? Okay, so here are the results. If you can see, Bakarwadi. Hi, I don't know. Okay, Kerala parota, Kottayam fish moili. Okay, Kerala fish curry, Pitla and Bakri, Pongal, Sorshe, March and Sukto. Oh, there's bongs here. And Sukto here as well. Okay. So much is Agasti. Okay. Okay. So any more answers should we wait for, or we proceed? Okay. So now coming from there, we have seen that food is something that we relate to. And I would like some of you to just come up and recall your most recent leisure trip, which you just took maybe a year back or recently, and just describe one local food item or culinary experience that made the journey really memorable and probably highlighted the connection between food and the destination. For example, you went to a Kamshet or Panshet or a lakeside, and some food which you didn't expect, you got there and that became memorable. Or it can be a tip abroad, and you can sort of, just one second.
Miss
I see.
Mahika, if you can speak.
Yeah, Micah, go ahead, please.
So my trip to Delhi, and a friend of mine took me to the Rajinder Da Dhaba, which is very famous in Delhi, and the
Wow.
Galati kebabs were uh, absolute melt in the mouth. And that was like the highlight of the trip, and the whole crowd there and the craze for that place was absolute highlight.
Great, great, great. That's something we have in common because Rajendra Dhaba is one of my favorites. And I don't complete my Delhi trip without going to Rajendra Dhaba. And when I started, that was when I was training in Taj. Rajendra Dhaba was just one shed, with just tandoori roti and three curries in a handi, where they would put chicken leg in one, chicken
हाँ वो
breast in
चला
one.
रखा है मैंने बता अभी वो आज शुरू नहीं हुआ है लेक्चर
Sundar sir, can we ask the person to switch off the mic, please?
Done, muted, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So Rajendra Dhaba has very, very close connection with me and my family as well because of this. This is just a small thing. And when I went to Delhi after 20 years, Maika, I found the whole, D block community center was taken over by Rajendra Dhaba. It became segregated as Rajendra Snack, Rajendra Curry, Rajendra Dal, Rajendra Veg, Rajendra Snacks, all of them. The whole community center was
And
there. So, yeah.
it is crazy to see that people are sitting on the footpath. They've come in the Mercedes Benz, sitting on the footpath and still eating food. It's crazy.
It's too good. It brings back memories. It brings back nostalgia. And I told you that the trip is not complete if I go to Delhi. I go to visit my daughter, and I have to go there, and she has to also take me there. That's how it goes. Anybody else? Thanks a lot, Maker, for sharing. Anybody else? I would like to share.
Yes, sir. I would like to share my recent trip to Kochi,
Please go ahead. Please
where I visited a local joint called Kartiyayani,
Okay.
and the food was sublime.
Okay.
There was that matta rice and the sea bass, which was the fish masala fry, the sambar, the rasam, even the buttermilk that they prepare is so different than what is made in the north, and
Okay.
even back in Maharashtra. It was, I think food brings you closer to the place,
You
and
see,
that's what it did for me.
you were speaking about it, make my mouth watering. That's what it does. So, yeah, I haven't tasted that food, but I can imagine because the emotion is there in your mind. So that's what. Anybody else would like to share? Thanks, Anushri.
Sir, this is Somoy Agasti here.
Please go ahead.
Uh, Sir, actually, I am a chef in profession, and as it's a
Great,
culinary
great.
tour, I want to share one thing that when I was in Taj Malabar in Cochin,
Okay.
and I was on my off days, I used to go to the Kochi beach,
Okay.
and sir, it was a memorable uh, view which we used to see that all the boatsmen used to go in the morning for 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, and they used to catch the fish there.
Okay.
And there is a small fish market they used to set up there to sell the
Okay.
fishes,
I see.
and they was not sell it by kilos but through a plate, means one plate how much you can take
Okay.
it out, so
Okay.
in a fixed price.
I see.
And on just the opposite of that, there was a restaurant where they
Okay.
used to make the fish as per the guest
Oh, great.
request.
Oh, great.
And
That's
sir, we
something
used to
really,
take
really good.
various. Pardon, sir.
That's really good because this is something which I love myself because fresh catch and somebody there to cook it for you whichever way you want. There's a restaurant in Dubai called Seafood Market. It's the concept they have done is you choose your own live fish from the aquarium. They catch it and then you have to tell them what you want to do with it, like grill or curry or whichever, and they cook it for you in the next 10 to 15 minutes live with the live counter and they give it to you. So there's nothing like fresh seafood being caught and cooked there and then. I can imagine your delight at that place.
Yes, sir. Actually, this thing happens in mainland China,
Okay.
restaurant in Kolkata and other places where the same concept is. But this was taking it from the ocean and just giving you on your plate is something.
Yes.
And the same thing happens to in our hotels also. When I used to be in Taj,
Yeah.
they used to have a restaurant where the same thing was happened. And I would want to say that these things attract the guests the most. There was a Chinese fisheries was also there where
Absolutely.
the people used to catch the fish by themselves, and they used to with some price they used to catch the fish by themselves, and they used to give it to the restaurant for
Great.
various types of dishes. Yes, sir.
Thank you for sharing,
So
sir.
this type of
Wonderful.
experience. Yes, sir. And when now currently I'm in the Siliguri, and
Okay.
I want to say that in the mountains also I found the things that about the regional food, or you can say about the local food, where
Mhm.
I don't know whether you have tasted that soybean pickled,
Yes,
fermented soybean pickled.
I have.
Yes, sir, in Darjeeling. It
Yes,
is one of the most awesome thing is this journey looks like a miso.
yes. So this is, what
So
happened
it
is
is,
my childhood days, we didn't have much and I hadn't started earning much. In Taj, I was getting about 1800 bucks stipend per month. So
yes, sir.
a friend of mine and myself, only two of us, we left for Siliguri and then onwards to Mirik and Darjeeling. And the food out there, I just really loved because in Mirik, we stayed in one of the government, West Bengal tourism government accommodation, which is on the slopes of a hill. And from there, we just had to shout out Chotu downstairs in the lake restaurant. They would hear it and bring whatever you order from there. So that's something, those memories keep coming back. And yes, soybean pickle I had in Darjeeling, most probably in Sikkim or Darjeeling, I don't remember when. But the highlight of that trip was that we carried because my friend who was traveling with me had a mithai shop, so he carried a big tin of milk cake. And most of the time we saved for accommodation and good days when we celebrated with going to a restaurant. So most of the days we had bought bananas from the road and milk cake. That
Yes,
that
sir.
that's what I remember
Yes,
the trip of Darjeeling. Yeah. Thank you for
yes,
sharing,
and
sir.
sir, nowadays if you visit, sir, you can find the different types of the beautiful of rice hugs, rice
Okay.
hug with the pork, because beautiful pork we get there.
Ah, pork with lisak.
So
Okay.
yes, sir.
Got it. Got it. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Welcome,
Anybody
sir.
else? So can we proceed? Okay, so basically from the three sharing, basically what we get is an emotional connect, which I wanted to drive in that when you're traveling and when food is involved, there is an emotional connect, and that is what you remember, and that's what becomes memorable for you. It transforms your eating experience, eating into an experience, and travel into a memory. That's what we talked about. Culinary tourism isn't about just tasting food, it's about forming an emotional bond with the place, its people, and of course its culture. Because when you learn about the place and you start eating their food along with the locals, you interact with the people, then you become a part of their culture, and then it becomes a part of you. So culinary tourism is also emotional connect that transforms a meal into a memory and a dish into a story. So that's the story you want to tell everybody, and you come back and you are very eager because I know when I go for a holiday, a small little trip, or anybody at my workplace in my college, they go there. The next day in the canteen or cafeteria, it's there in the limelight. They're explaining what they did, what happened, what they ate, all of that. The whole day goes in that, maybe a day or two. So it's that story which comes out because you hold that memory in the back of your brain, in an unconscious, subconscious brain. And a traveler becomes a cultural ambassador, and that's the ambassador who's going to come back and spread and will get customers. So if it's a hospitality or it's a hotel, then the hotel of course will get business. So basically, quickly going through food as a memory trigger, it evokes nostalgia. Single bite can remind somebody of childhood, as I was explaining, and some of you shared. Cultural and human connection, it shares between human people and then culture, what we talked about in the last slide. Sense of belonging, because you start thinking that you belong there and you want to go back there, that people will remember me if I go to that restaurant, or I take my friend there who hasn't been there and take them to that restaurant or that place to eat. That gives a huge satisfaction that that you have brought your best friend there, or another family or family members there. So a sense of belonging is created there. Emotional. Now, eating what locals eat strengthens the feeling of inclusion. Then you start becoming part of them. Then you belong there. Then you want to go back there. Emotional storytelling. Every dish is going to tell a story, the heritage, the struggle, the celebration of pride that the country or the area or the destination has gone through, or the people in the destination has gone through. Travelers connect emotionally when they hear these stories behind the recipes. Now, multi-sensory impact, the taste, aroma, visuals, and even sound, sizzling and chopping create a sensory memory, which nowadays, if you see hospitality industry uses that, they use the blank space in the lift, elevator, where the customer is probably has time and is just, contemplating on reaching his floor, his room after a travel. So that is the place you want to fill up with sensory memories or sound of birds chirping, or in the morning, or a water falling. So this is where multi-sensory impact comes in. The sensory experience are deeply tied to emotions and are often recalled vividly after the travel, well after the travel. Now, post-trip attachment is very important because travelers often recreate and seek the same dishes at home. When they come back, like when I went to Uttarakhand, I bought a whole lot of local dals and bhatki dal which I never had before, and I started making those dishes at home. I bought those dal and the mulika chutney, the pahadi aloo, the sort of dishes which I had there in those areas in Nainital and uh, the temple city, Rani Khet, all of that. So reliving the emotions of that journey, I liked it to create it in my house, and I get very excited. So you are basically food becomes a souvenir of the heart. So you hold it in your heart, maybe forever, but for a long time for sure. A way to revisit the destination is on the cards for sure, because after a couple of days, like for example, I visited a place called Kunur in Tamil Nadu, basically, and it's one of those. Uti I did not like, but Kunur I loved, and I would really like to go back there. The walks through the tea estates, the coffee estates, very serene city, and old British kind of cottages all around, the roads going up and down. It's a memory which I want to relive again. So there. So just going quickly through the culinary tourism, exploration of food is a purpose of travel. It involves experience in local cuisine, culture and tradition. The importance is what is the benefit basically? Cultural understanding. It brings in economic growth and local development because that area may be not grown so much. It's basically the money that comes in by the tourists, which when they eat, when they spend in local shops or buy souvenirs, that's when the economic growth takes place. And of course, as it develops, it becomes a brand and destination, then more and more word of mouth spreads, and people want to come in and slowly increases. We later on share the statistics for you for international as well as Indian, how it's grown. And of course, promote sustainability because you're using local ingredients, you are promoting local food, you're using local talent, maybe local chefs who make the dishes the best, which when you go back to your urban areas or go back from your holiday, you will not get that. So that's why it promotes sustainability. Now, culinary tourism was around, but we did not know where it came from until this lady, Lucy M. Long, basically went in. I've shared a thing, so this slide will be shared with you. You can go through food and culture is where she works in the University of Pennsylvania. And she started off with basically folklore and food studies. That's what she's into. That's what she did research in. And food culture was her main topic. And she's the one, maybe in the year 2000, 2021 is when she brought in and wrote the book, the first book on culinary tourism. She's the one who coined the idea that an area can be developed and culinary tourism along with food. The relation of her study was food and culture. So studying culture of people, she went into food, and that's how culinary tourism was born, and it was the first time it came up. So in the ancient times, food traveled. We came to know about the Silk Route, the Marco Polos, and the medieval pilgrimages actually brought in sort of that's a big part because today, if we see when we go through the studies, that we'll come to find out that religious tours are the maximum which is happening in our country today. The maximum revenue comes in from religious tours. So that is where pilgrimage is brought in culinary practice, because you went to a place and you wanted to get food. Like for example, if you go to these cold countries, for example, Manila, then your the Filipino dishes comes in. If we go to a local area where we go to Kashmir maybe, and you see these 40 rupees or Maggie's being sold for 200 bucks, and we love it there because it's so cold and it's baraf girra, then you are able to enjoy that hot Maggie. So Miss Lucy Long has a big thing to contribute, and if ever you have a time, you can go through that book, because I had an opportunity to go through while I was doing research for this FDP, and she's done immense things for culinary tourism, and the world has developed, especially America has taken onto her book and done everything that's possible. I will share you some festivals which on later slide. Social media and food shows accelerated growth. So we know now that with AI and the instas and the food bloggers, that has accelerated, sped up the growth of culinary tourism. Now, what is food and versus culinary? There are two differences, very mild differences, but yeah, it's noticeable. Food tourism is broad. It includes casual street food, wherever you're going and eating this. But culinary tourism is niche based. It's an area based. It's focused. That means we are looking for better quality of food and better preparation, taste of the food, and it's related to culture. So then our target audience for food tourism will be general travelers. That means who are not really traveling for the purpose of food, but traveling and then eating. The other one is culinary tourism, who are actually traveling to taste food. Travel is on their mount secondary, but the primary focus is on food, is where culinary tourism comes in. And these guys are looking for, fine food. The purpose differs. Food is a part of food and travel and global movements that are happening all around the world. There is a slow movement in Italy, which is called local traditions and sustainability. So this is basically, it slows down your life. The fast pace of urbanization comes down. So this is the movement. And farm to table, we all know, using local ingredients, which is already in effect in India in a big way. Organic and ethical food travel. So basically health food and wellness travel has increased. If you see Atmatan resort in Mulshi and a lot of resorts which are coming up, which combines yoga, meditation, wellness, because the foreign foreigners who are having a very hectic lifestyle, which are coming from developed countries, they come to India in search for spiritual, well-being. So they come to these wellness centers. So that's growing in a big way in India. Food trails, of course, wine tours, cheese routes, and spice paths. Spice paths, of course, is available in Kerala, which we know, and a lot of other parts of India as well. Wine tours are not so popular here, but it is happening. It has started with Sula, and other wineries also taking cue from there. Cheese routes mostly you'll find in Amsterdam or in most European countries, France, of course. So places like Volendam or Edam, which is famous for Edam cheese and Gouda cheese, are having wine tours and wine markets where farmers bring in cheese of what they make in their farms and they sell it there in the market. So even tourists go to visit there; they're invited there to taste. And food cities, of course, we know Bangkok #1, Paris, Tokyo, Mexico City, and a whole lot of others, which we'll go through in the video later side. So what are the trends, food festival and events? Maybe what we know of is La Tomatina, which we saw in that movie. What's the Hindi movie? Can somebody help, please? Tomatina festival where throw tomatoes.
Zindagi na
Zindagi
milegi
na
dobara.
milega dobara. Ha, got it. It's not coming to my mind. Yes. So that is a festival where truckloads of tomatoes, though they are not fresh tomatoes, they are the sort of discards which are almost going bad because a whole lot of tomatoes come up in the season and that tomato is utilized. But the good thing that I learned from this is throwing tomatoes all over the streets and at people and anything. What it does, it does an annual cleaning of the streets. The mild acidic of the tomato causes the streets and the footpaths and the walls surrounding it to get cleaned annually, which was surprising. I never knew that, which I was through the research I learned. Then chocolate mud wrestling, which is happening in Thailand mostly, and of course now it's taken over Europe and African countries as well. Then cheese market in Edam, which I explained to you earlier. And cooking classes and food stores, of course, started off with the pastas in Italy because you will find them on the roadsides. Ladies who are from the household, they sit out with the table and they roll pastas with their hand and sell dried pasta right next to it, keep showing them how they make it. They're all homemade. So these kind of tours can be arranged. Celebrity chef restaurants and raw food lovers, which we know that's also happening here. Gori Madam is holding these pop-up in our college, which different chefs are coming. So that draws people, again, celebrity chefs. Then social media and visual promotion and culinary experience. Of course, you can promote the chef you are calling as a guest through social media and the food which you want to project as your destination, which you're trying to develop. So that also helps. Vegan plant-based is coming up in a big way now because a lot of people have recently in college have faced two organizations coming in. They want us to include vegan plant-based syllabus because a lot of hoteliers, which I've seen the commies who have worked, they do not have an idea. Because when I tell them vegan food, they think vegetarian. So they don't have the idea of not using plant product. I mean, using plant product, not using animal product like milk. So that idea has to be driven in the lower level commies and those who actually cook. Then use of apps and virtual tools and food tech, of course, is we know today what is happening. So we will get to that later on, what we are using. So this is an example of how culinary tourism can be developed. So Delray Beach Resort is one of them, like Tamatina Festival. They have a annual garlic fest, and people dress up as garlic and they put headgear as garlic, and the farmers local, they make their garlic pickle and sort of garlic preserved, and they sell it in their bottles. So if you see, it's a very small thing which I wanted to share. The Garlic Festival has been held every year since 1999. Why? Because to date, it has contributed over $229,000 back to the organization who are providing the staff for the event. So their salaries, of course, paid up and much more. Over 16 groups comprised over 500 individuals that volunteer their time, energy, and heart to Delhi. So it's a very, very emotional, festival. 33,000 people came to the Garlic Festival last year itself, and has been a nationwide. It came on to, so immediately the destination branding has happened because the food networks, they started screening it because they started covering it live. So when you start developing a area, it may not happen at that time, but once the food comes in, once the area starts getting branded, people come in more and more, then you can hit your social media, and soon you'll be having TVs and networks and celebrity chefs and shows covering it. So it's just a start. So it become a destination event. So now the second part of my topic today is gastronomic innovation, which is a part, of course, of culinary tourism. So it creates significant scientific advancement in food preparation, like molecular gastronomy, presentation, and dining experiences. So developing to the latest stage of culinary art, it blends art, science, and technology to transform how food is produced, served, and enjoyed. Examples are, of course, molecular gastronomy. That means use science. We know liquid nitrogen foams on soups and mushroom foams and gels to create like caviar, to create new textures and sensations with agar agar. We are all aware of that. Farm to table concepts emphasizing sustainability and local sourcing. I'm just going quickly through because these are being repeated. Fusion cuisine, blending elements of different culinary traditions. Digital dining and metaverse restaurants. So metaverse is something that we are going to explain in a later stage also. But can anybody explain to me what is metaverse? Any little idea? Okay. Okay. So I'll explain to you. So basically, it's a shared virtual space. For example, like when we play games, Dota and things like that, when another person is logged on and you can hear his voice, you put your headphone on, which is most with the new generation, and they're sort of avatars which are representing you. Maybe taking part in a gunfight or maybe in a culinary thing, cooking something. So these kind of games which are using 3D avatars in a digital optics and interact with each other in that kind of a 3D environment, which you can see live. And that's when, and those are the people you can collaborate, you can learn and play and socialize in that 3D media. Yeah, so that is metaverse. So we are going to come through that because using the AR and VR is what we are looking at the end. I will come to that. That's in the end slide. Yeah, I'll explain in detail. Zero waste kitchens, innovative use of scraps and byproducts. So basically recyclable cooking. We already know réchauffé cooking, which are used a lot in banquets. So zero waste kitchens are also coming up. Okay, next part, types. The affecting growth, what does affect sectors under tourism affecting growth of culinary, which are helping culinary tourism to develop? Agro-tourism, which we know, farms, tourists visit farms, they want to, bread and breakfast, maybe they stay in the farm where you, sort of provide bread and breakfast and they experience the wine. Maybe like I had gone to Fratelli Vineyards in Akluj, where they made a program of tasting red wine in the night, which they produced. There were no labels because they were not yet marketed. And along with that, whatever food was paired with red wine. And in the next day in the morning, they took us up in the Machan through the grape vineyards, and they showed us how the grape is being taken out, how it's pressed, and then they take us to the Machan with white wine. So morning was white wine with lunch, local food, and that's how you can probably do a wine tour as well as agro-tourism part. Rural tourism promotes traditional food and local cooking style. So probably I was thinking of Worli Art, which is in Thane. So that place is developed for its art, but if they could add food into that, so probably that will become a destination which many more people will travel there and increase the revenue there. Cultural tourism, culinary experiences like linked with traditions, festivals, and heritage tours, which are area which is rich in heritage. Probably you can do that. Like in Scotland, you do these areas in Ireland as well, which they developed heritage buildings and castles into a culinary tourism area where people like to visit. Then they add food, they add traditions and activities. So tribal tourism, as I mentioned, also Worli art. So that's a tribal tourism art that can be highlighted indigenous cooking methods, what they do. Like for example, it reminds me of a place where I had gone. Uh, I don't remember the place exactly. It was Chamba, but when I went there, there was full of mandirs and we got bored. In fact, it was my honeymoon. And from there, both me and my wife, we said this, we don't want to hang around this area because it's all the same. So we went into a travel agency and asked, we want to experience something. So he took us to the his house, which is up on the mountains, and we really enjoyed the cooking there because his wife, lit up twigs with the chula, which made of mud, and then she made the best rajma I had because they started off with the cream separated from milk, and they put that in the mittika, handi, and they cooked it till that cream turned into ghee. And in that they fried their garlic, their onion, and the rajma was cooked with the masala in that. So one of the best rajmas I've ever had till date is from there. Okay. Now, various ways of experiencing culinary tourism, how we can do it. Street food tours, which is very predominant in India, in Thailand, which we know of. So cooking classes, hands-on sessions with local chefs. So you can, aid them, you can help with them or cook along with them. A lot of opportunities are available. That of course is happening in our country. Food and wine pairing events, learn a lot of five-star hotels and standalone restaurants are also having these kind of clubs where food and wine pairing, the wine company probably provides the wine at a subsidized rate and the food is provided by the restaurant or the hotel, and that's how the club runs, and it makes people to experience the wine, and hence the sale of the wine goes up. Farm to table dining, we know fresh produce meals from farm produce. A lot of people are doing this today, especially in Bangalore. I saw the outskirts of Bangalore, all the farms which are there, they have really developed this farm to table dining. People are going off from Bangalore city to visit these places, which are about 2 to 3 hours drive, and enjoying this. Home dining, eat traditional food in local homes. So this is where you go to that area, but you stay in with, may not stay overnight, but eat a meal there in the local homes because the way they make. Like I've faced this in Goa because when you go to that area, in Ganpati Phule I faced, because in Ganpati Phule there are these small little houses which advertise outside, and you go in there, they make their kokam sharbat and sol curry and raw fried fish and other seafood and mussels and things like that. So that's something which is like in that area, home dining can help develop the brand and the area. Restaurant Trails follows guides through top rated or theme based eateries, so wherever the theme. These are of course standalone restaurants. Moving on to a definition, because by now you will have a good idea. So culinary tourist, I kept it for later. Culinary tourist is a traveler who explores a destination primarily to experience its food, beverages, and culinary traditions. The goal is not just eating, but discovering local culture through gastronomy. Key characteristic motivated by desire to taste of your liking for food, and of course, that's our top motivator. Visits food market, farms, cooking schools, local eateries, seeks authenticity in food experiences, often integrates food experience with other cultural. So they join up the food with the cultural. For example, if you go to Edam Cheese Festival, their cheese is in the top priority, but again, the culture, the dressing up, the, red and white dresses, dancers, can kind of dancers, all that culture happens, and you start beginning to dance there in the market. So that's where culture and food is amalgamated. A tourist traveling to Thailand, for example, to enjoy Thai cooking and sample street fooding. This is big in Thailand because a lot of chefs out there in the hotels and restaurants are taking out cooking classes at a certain part of the day, in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, and you can register for them online if you're staying around that area. Small differences between general tourism and culture. Okay, just have a brief look. We'll progress from here. I will send you the things, you can go into detail. Okay, gourmet tourists are high involvement. They're of course gourmet. They are looking at fine dine food is the central reason for their travel. They visit the top class restaurant, Michelin star in Europe. These are gourmet tourists. They meet the chefs, they talk to them, interact with them, and find out how the food is made, what the ingredients, how it is sourced, and attend food festivals. Adventure eater loves to try unusual or exotic food, seeks new culinary experiences, even in street markets or remote villages. So this can be a normal person, but I probably would put myself into an adventurous eater. I like to go to destinations and catch my fish and grill it in a barbecue kind of a thing. You may be in a different category. Cultural exposure uses food to connect with local culture and traditions, prefers home cooked meals and local delicacies. They would like to go to those areas and their homes instead of going to a restaurant because they want to be, feel emotionally connect with that place. Cooking enthusiasts who participates in cooking classes and workshops, interested in learning recipes and cooking techniques. So these are the people who join up, they enlist for your cooking classes where they're having. This is also started off in Goa, I've seen recently, but not much feedback except in season. Off season is not there, but during season they'd open up beach shacks where there's a small little advertisement on the in the entry that cooking show at so and so. So the chef is probably taking his off time and teaching people there. Foodie traveler is a casual traveler who just enjoys food as a part of travel, but not really the main purpose, and may try local dishes but not deeply involved in cultural activities. So that's how we categorize them. Contribution of culinary expedition towards growth and tourism. Key contribution we have discussed: branding destination, economic impact boost, then there is cultural preservation. Because of the money coming in, you can preserve your culture. You can keep all those things, whatever things were dying down. Maybe that village is very good in pottery. So due to less funding, they were not able to do it. Now they set up a shop and start making pottery as well and paint them, kind of thing. So cultural preservation happens. Sustainable tourism supports farm to table practices of organic food. So the local area develops, the local people make money, reduces environmental impact because you are not getting things from out. Year-round tourism, culinary festivals and food trials attract visitors. So examples, the Napa Valley wine tour in the USA, which is in California. Tuscany, of course, in Italy, which is cooking classes there. Tuscany is known for their, cooking classes and hotel management schools. They're full of them there. Kerala Spice Tour, I don't need to explain. That's back in our country. Okay, let me just play this quick video while I get a breather.
Recent research unveiled that 93% of travelers are willing to cut back on some parts of their trip to save money. This is hardly surprising. The desire for cheaper travel is what led to the success of low-cost airlines and budget accommodations like hostels. What is surprising is that only 29% are willing to cut back on experiences, and food is at the top of their list. Travel in 2023 is all about authentic, once-in-a-lifetime memorable adventures that bring you closer to the local culture. Tourists want to enjoy sights, places, and establishments that they can never find at home. Restaurants, unsurprisingly, being one of those. Today, we want to explore what the growth of culinary tourism means for the travel business overall and what opportunities it brings. Food is one of the most culturally significant things. Just like Aboriginal traditions or natural and historic sites, the culture of preparing and eating food is unique to every region in the world and reflects the region's way of life. That's why today's tourists often shape their itinerary around different culinary experiences. Traveling to a different part of the world or even your own country allows you to taste food from ingredients that may not be available at home or are prepared in a distinctive style. Along with tastings, there are often additional gastronomical experiences like visiting local markets, taking cooking classes, going on winery or brewery tours, and attending thematic food festivals. But even if there are no plans to attend any food-specific experiences, many would still consider it obligatory to try essential local foods from tacos in Mexico City to fish and chips in London. In recent years, gastronomical tourism entered the mainstream thanks to social media and culinary content on TV and streaming websites. Travel bloggers and regular people have been sharing about the meals they've tasted and providing tips and tricks on finding the best local places that used to be hidden from a tourist's eye. It not only became easier to find alternatives to the usual franchise eateries, but food experiences alone became a significant attraction. In 2017, The video of Turkish chef Nusret Göçe went viral for the unique way he added seasonings to the meat, turning him into an internet sensation.
Wow, I didn't know you liked salt that much.
Today, people travel to his steakhouses to compare the real experience to the image they saw online. As another example, in 2022, a bakery in New York invented a circular croissant that became an instant hit and had people waiting in long lines to taste it, making it a Manhattan attraction. As for TV, such shows as Parts Unknown, Somebody Feed Phil, and Gordon Ramsay's Uncharted have massive success and give insight into culinary culture all over the world. So, it's not hard to believe that visitors spend 25% of their travel budget on food and beverages. And this means that the promotion of gastronomic tourism provides huge economic opportunities to tourism destinations and local businesses. Touring companies and destination management companies have massive opportunities to capitalize on the food tourism trend. Look at Secret Food Tours. It's a global touring company operating in over 50 cities. They create food tours to highlight the best the destination has to offer. They also have a handy booking platform and can organize a private tour on request. The key to their success is not only the comfortable search and booking process, but also the fact that they collaborate with local spots and handpick their guides, aiming to create unique itineraries not found on most maps. Each destination has unique culinary traditions, interwoven with its history and culture. There's a growing interest in finding the origin of popular meals and drinks and tasting the correct version. Pizza in Naples, sushi in Japan, paella in Spain, duck pate in France are just some of the examples that attract people all over the world. There's always a story to be told and people to tell them. One of the main appeals to food tours is not just the taste, but socialization. Travelers want to talk to locals, learn from them, and live a day in their shoes. So it makes practical and economic sense to collaborate with local chefs and food enthusiasts for classes and excursions. Another important step is to put the tours where people can find them. Platforms for travel experiences have dozens of culinary tours in their proposition. Get Your Guide, Tour Radar, TripAdvisor, Klook, and Airbnb have prominent sections with food experiences ranging from fruit markets to cooking classes, pub crawls, or even truffle hunting experiences with tasting and wine. The more unique, authentic, and distinctive your culinary adventure is, the more people can find it and book it on those apps. But tour organizing is just one way to attract gastronomic travelers. For instance, airlines are in the food business too. The complaints about in-flight food are abundant, but the praises are just as prevalent. Research says that the quality of airline catering is the key factor in repeatedly flying the same airline, and it's one of the things that distinguish full-service carriers from low-cost ones. While the latter ones rarely provide any catering at all or ask you to pay for it separately, traditional airlines challenge themselves to create flavorful and high-quality food accompanied by restaurant-grade serving experience. In 2022, Indian airline Vistara even organized a special in-flight food event to celebrate their anniversary of long-haul operations. On flights from Delhi to Frankfurt, London, and Paris, travelers were served famous traditional delicacies for the whole month of August. The trend towards offering passengers more authentic dishes instead of the usual chicken or fish is growing. Japan Airlines has both Western and Japanese menus, the latter of which includes staple dishes and drinks you can expect to try in Japan. Indonesian carrier CityLink also has many local options, allowing you to enjoy the cultural dishes before even arriving in Bali. The number of people who consider in-flight meals before booking a flight have led to the appearance of such websites and blogs as in-flight feed and airplane food snaps, while the TikTok hashtags #airplanefood and #planefoodreview have many of millions of views. This possesses an opportunity for flight booking websites and aggregators to pay more attention to meals offered by airlines and help people review and compare them the same way such services as Seat Guru or Seat Maestro help choosing your flight seat. Food experiences can also bring success to hotels. Many hotels today try to wow guests with chef residencies, food events, or unique dining experiences. The Ritz-Carlton has a variety of food-related programs across its many locations, such as the Independence Day celebration with barbecue buffet and fireworks, special lavender-themed menu during lavender bloom season, and an outdoor dining experience with market-style atmosphere in its Thai location. But many smaller, boutique-style hotels can also join the trend just by designing conceptual dining opportunities. Aragon House in Athens is a self-dubbed foodie hotel. Inside the hotel, there's a market where local artisans and chefs bring the freshest produce and foods for guests to purchase and enjoy on the spot. Lining the side of the market is a vertical orchard where seasonal herbs are grown and harvested. A hotel's history can also influence the menu. The Blue Lion in England serves classic Yorkshire dishes, and enjoying them in a relaxing pub setting can truly take you back in time. Hotels adjacent to vineyards for wine tasting, or on oyster farms where you can fish on site, or farms where you can forage also provide unique food experiences. All in all, when considering how to elevate a hotel's culinary game, make sure that it plays on strong parts of the property's concept, history, location, and explore what foods might make the stay truly remarkable. While tourism in general is considered an annoyance to the locals, contributing to overcrowding and damaged environments, food tourism actually has a few positive sides. Buying food from local restaurants, farmers, or street vendors strengthens local communities. Besides, by bringing less money to globalizing chain restaurants, tourists can help destinations preserve their culinary traditions and build up small businesses, which in turn helps keep unemployment rates low. At the same time, there are potential drawbacks. Communities might change their cuisine to better suit the tastes of tourists, plus the prices for meals and services can increase, forcing locals to go to less popular places. The risks will always exist, which is why it's so important for local governments and businesses to protect culinary heritage and educate tourists on how they can minimize the negative impact. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe and leave a like if you want to see more of similar content. We'll see you in the next video.
Okay, I hope you all enjoyed that because that more or less covers it in a very nice fashion. And now coming from that, I don't know, everybody has got different takebacks from here, but what hit me out here is the jungle mushroom tour which they were occurring. We probably can do that something with our strawberries in Mahabaleshwar, which we haven't done. There are picking people going there during season, but we need to develop that more. So that's a big opportunity there. Then food tours and guides is something that is not happening here as much, though I've seen a bit of it in Delhi and some historical cities in the north and south, temple tours and all. But that's a big opportunity for career opportunity actually. Abroad, the guides get a lot of money by just taking people and organizing a tourist bus. Minimum investment, but a lot of returns because tourists keep coming continuously. You can find destinations in your local area and take them there. So the big opportunity there. Then another part is air caterers, because air travel is also on the cards, which is happening here, but less chance because out here mostly right now we are going through the phase of budget airlines, but we will grow out of it soon because they are operating like Air India started operating rates in which they're also including food. So we have one of the best, two of the best air caterers in our country, which is Taj Air Caterers and Ambassador Sky Chef. So we have the potential. Then Ergon restaurant, which you saw, which I found really worth mentioning because it's got a market within the whole restaurant. It's huge, and you can pick up, you can buy, you can also cook with the ingredients and eat their food and wine as well. So that's something of a concept which I haven't yet seen in our country so far. Of course, Air Vistara, how they're improving. Then the pub setting, which sort of fireplace, creating English house in the winters and serving fish and chips. So those are the kind of culinary concepts we need to work with when we are looking at culinary tourism and setting up brand destinations. These are things which we have already come through. If there's anything else, stop there. Cooking classes, culinary trails, food heritage. These are essential components which we have to concentrate on and set up. Benefits, we have already discussed most of them. The only one which is probably remaining is employment opportunity. Economic boost discussed, cultural branding we have gone through in the other parts. Travel tourism, they require something from culinary tourism. So travel and culinary, what do they require? They require tours and packages. Like you saw in the video, they were creating tours, they sort of food tours and guides. So tour packages customized with the rate which is favorable. Then transport, access of food destination. You have to access the transport, maybe arrange a bus with speakers and microphone where different languages you need to explain when you're catering to foreign tourists. Accommodation, the tapping of the client could be from five-star hotels because five-star hotels in Pune, you have a lot of foreigners coming in during season time, so which can be tapped. They are always passing Pune on the way to Goa. Then accommodation, farm stays, as I said, bed and breakfast, boutique hotels and culinary homestays. Then guides, culinary experts, which I mentioned, safety and hygiene. Of course, that's something which is, in our country, which is real dicey because when foreigners coming in fit for life booklet, it's written there in the beginning only, do not use salads, do not use outer temperature food, do not use street food. So that's a fear that is created, which, hampers our foreign exchange earning and foreign travel. The foreigners do not go to out of their five-star hotel rooms, which is dicey. Of course, there's a different kind of clientele which is traveling around Goa. Goa is a different destination. Technology use, online booking, like Mr. Amritaksh that day on the other day mentioned about Expedia. So we'll mention that in our next. I've included that. So you can probably look at a blog and from there only you can book a destination for your holiday. Best practices in developing is stakeholder collaboration. That means involvement with chefs and farmers in the local area and tourism bodies area, which I'll give you some links to where you can probably take cue from and then progress from there. Training and education, skill building in hospitality and authentic food preparation. You need training, then quality assurance, standards of food, service quality, hygiene. Storytelling and marketing is very important because using regional food, the stories are the one which is going to bring you more customers and will spread like wildfire. Sustainable methods, eco-friendly and local sourced, which we have discussed. Feedback mechanism is very important. This is something new that we are coming up with because continuous improvement is required. So probably wherever you're developing or trying to make a destination, need a feedback system, whether it's online or whether it is physical forms, so that you come to know and you can quickly give those facilities in that area so that the tourists are not going back with a bad impression. Okay. Advantages, boost economy, encourages destination branding, promotes sustainability. We've discussed all that. The only thing, the last one is extends tourist stay duration because of doing all of this, you are going to extend, the tourist is going to spend more money in that area. They will like the area and the event. They want to go back to the dinner. Then I want to have it once more. I liked it so much. I want to spend another day. So they extend the duration and that becomes more revenue for that area. Entrepreneurship, food trucks and street ventures, which we know is developing. I saw Goa Catering College last time I visited Goa. They have put a food truck for the students to go and experiment. So they give it to the student for 2-3 months to run and come back to college with their experience and write their project research. Themed restaurants and local cuisine cafes, was cooking classes in businesses, gourmet food. These are the opportunities as well as career options. Gourmet food product manufacturing, which is quite a bit lacking, but I see a lot of hotel management students now getting into production, because production and manufacturing is where the big bucks lies. And if you're able to do that, I recently heard of a gentleman who had gone to Bangalore to set up his hotel hospitality career, and it didn't work out, and he had about 7 lakh saving in his hands. And when he came back and to his village, and he quickly went into Hyderabad, with his village is close to Hyderabad, and he launched paratha making kind of a line method of production, and he quickly set up his plant, and today his turnover has grown to, in 2 years, probably 50 lakhs is what I heard last. He's doing very well, because manufacturing is where it lies, because manufacturing is where we have to move to in the long run if we have to earn the big bucks. Culinary tour agencies you can open up, because that's where the link of the area destination branding will come in. They are the ones who are your ambassadors, and they link up the tourist with the area. So you have to try, like for example, paragliding ashrams which are in Kamshet, they are tying up with the Bombay agencies, the tour agencies selling paragliding learning packages, and to stay there in the farms. Cultural heritage preservation we have discussed before. Revival of traditional practices, what it does, it brings in old recipes which are lost and revives them. Promotes the regional cooking style. Promotion of forgotten ingredients. Some ingredients like were not there, because suddenly Ratan Jod was banned from Rogan Josh, and it has come back. Of course, they found it's not carcinogenic and it's back in the market. So promotion of those ingredients which have been forgotten. There are many more. Preservation of community and identity. So preservation, that community is preserved and their identity, people know about them. That, for example, these in Mathura, Mathura Peda has become so famous, but also Mathura has become famous for the Holi that they play with flower petals. So that has become a destination now, because the people are all tourists are going there to experience these two things. Then example is promotional tribal cuisine in central India, helps preserve their food culture and traditions. Food festival, cooking classes, farm to table, street food walk, food beverage trials, similar. Okay. Despite its growth, what are the pros and cons, challenges? Standardization issues, lack of trained staff, limited promotion marketing, language barriers, which we have to get people who can translate, cultural misunderstanding, difference in food habits, veg and non-veg. I don't want to go to that area because it's only non-veg. Health and safety concerns because of safer food hygiene, how it's being made. And when they especially get to the back of the kitchen, which is visible and they get to see it, then all that worry starts off. What are the scopes in culinary tourism? Key areas of growth, career opportunities, culinary guide, food tour operators, event managers, and chefs, of course. Digital platforms, service staff as well. Online food experiences and cooking classes, digital platforms. Fusion cuisine development, creating new dishes, molecular gastronomy. And fusion cuisine, of course, now didn't take off at first, but now it's gone into our blood. We are taking it as part of our life. Rural and tribal tourism, international collaboration, partnership with global culinary festival and exchanges. That means probably there's something that we do in our college, Atithya, where this time we are planning to tie up with the Russian consulate and do Russian festival. So tying up with we can do similarly a Thai festival or Malaysian festival. We can tie up probably I have experience where in the hotel we bought in Burmese chef, we bought in Lucknowi chefs, so that the hotel people also learned, the staff also learned, and we gave authentic food to the clients. And that way you can advertise, you can put hoardings that you're calling so-and-so chef from Kashmir, you're calling so-and-so chef from Thailand, and these kind of festivals can be arranged. Virtual food tours, these are the future trends. We'll go through this in detail. Use of AI, how we are going to do that. That's also in the last slide. Rise of sustainable and plant-based culinary tourism. So a lot of sustainable products coming in, farm, pork, and plant-based, which is vegan. Second video, we're going to go through a little bit of areas where what food is. We can stop it in between, not much.
Welcome to Placement International's YouTube channel. Culinary tourism, travel driven by food experiences, is transforming the hospitality industry. More travelers now choose destinations based on cuisine, seeking authentic flavors through street food, farm visits, and cooking classes. Food has become a gateway to culture, history, and local traditions. How hotels are adapting. Hotels are evolving into culinary destinations by offering farm-to-table dining, cooking classes, and guided food tours. Many now collaborate with local markets and wineries, providing guests with immersive food experiences that set them apart. The rise of food festivals. Cities and resorts are leveraging food festivals to attract tourists. Wine pairings, street food fairs, and farm tours showcase regional specialties while supporting local artisans and producers. These events enrich travel experiences and boost local economies. Sustainability and inclusivity. Eco-conscious dining is gaining momentum, with hotels sourcing ingredients locally and reducing waste. Restaurants are also catering to diverse dietary needs, offering plant-based and allergen-friendly options to accommodate modern travelers. Culinary tourism as a business strategy. For hotels, food is now a key revenue driver. Exclusive dining experiences, chef-led tastings, and all-inclusive culinary packages attract high-spending guests. Gastronomy has shifted from a simple amenity to a competitive advantage. Food is at the heart of modern travel. As culinary tourism continues to grow, hotels and destinations that embrace local flavors and immersive experiences will stay ahead. Whether through street food or gourmet dining, food tourism connects travelers to the essence of a place like nothing else. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to
Okay, moving on. Like to share a few statistics of the region, which will give you an idea where culinary tourism is headed. 30% of the European market, and you see the major fastest growing market in the dark blue, which is India is part of that, and most of Asia, as well as Australia, Papua New Guinea, and all of that. So there's a major boost that is going to happen from 2024, which is now 25 to 2030, the next 5 years. Then the growth, if you see the different areas, Middle East first with the purple, then Latin America, Asia Pacific in light blue. So our area is also growing to a huge amount, which is there till 2030. It gives you an idea. Okay, now what is basically culinary tourism is affected by degree of innovation is very high, because more you innovate, the more higher the industry is going to grow. Mergers and acquisitions means hotel selling, buying, restaurant selling, buying, all that is happening mostly in the American continent, which is to a lesser extent here, but it also affects almost 50%. Impact of regulations, the local regulations of the country is affecting a lot. Means right now India has regulations which are stopping the development of culinary tourism to a great deal. We need to relax those regulations, for example, alcohol regulation, for example, wine regulations, where to buy, how to consume, time of consuming. So those regulations need to be relaxed a bit for this to develop. Services substitutes are basically, how can I put it, virtual cooking classes in place of travel to destination. So it means instead of going to the destination, which is spending time, travel, all of that, a lot of people are substituting that by dining locally or taking virtual cooking classes online. Those are service substitutes, if you understand. Then customized packages is a big contributor, because it's more than 50%, because people understand that what is in my package, it's transparent. They know what they're going to get while they go there, what kind of food are they going to get, is lunch, dinner, breakfast inclusive, like the Sita travels and the Kesri travels, which take you abroad, and those packages are very transparent. Okay. Existential is 40%, is highest. That means these are spiritual, basically. So these are kind of travel which have a deeper sense of purpose. They are coming for well-being, or they're coming for religious tours. So as I said, the graph is showing really high, because that's the top tourist category. Experimental, there's people who wants to experiment, going there, trying out, travel. They're the ones who write their travel blogs. Then diversionary are 22%. Diversionary basically is a country or an area stealing tourism from another area. That means you land at the airport, probably you are planning to go to a certain hotel, but the ad in front of the hotel is, gives you a diversion, and you go to that area, and that gets the revenue. So those are 22% who turn around in the last minute. And recreation is the least, 9%, which is basically sports and Wimbledon and French Open, those kind of cricket maybe. Okay, so global tourism market is basically regional outlook. We have 4 broad outlooks. North America, the continents, 5 continents. The other 2 are left because Antarctica is not part of it. Tourist type outlook, recreational, diversionary, which we discussed just now. Activity outlook, culinary trails, cooking classes, restaurant, food festivals. And booking mode is what we are coming to. That's online travel agencies, tour operators, and direct travel will people book themselves like Airbnb, and they do it. Those are the people who want to do it themselves and book. I'm not going to go through this video. That's a time restraint. Okay, we have how much time, Tanushree? We have about 20
We
minutes
have
left.
about 20
20
minutes.
minutes left.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll try it. We'll keep some time for any question answers. Culinary tourism in Europe is known for its rich culinary heritage, key attraction wine trails, promotes regional branding and cultural tourism. In Asia, Asia offers diverse food attraction across countries like India, Japan, Thailand, China. Street food, spice stores, cooking classes are major attractions. This I feel like mentioning one in China, which is either China or Hong Kong, where basically one of the most popular cooking classes that is taken. People are chefs from all over the world are coming to take the class. It costs a bomb. Is the Peking duck. These really experienced chefs who have a Peking duck house, which they show you from scratch how to make Peking duck. I was just talking about it in the morning today. Street food, spice stores, and cooking classes are major attraction as well. Strong connection between cuisines. So this is Asia. Street food is big in Asia. Thailand is one of the biggest. Gastronomic tourism, traveling to explore food, focus on authentic culinary experiences, activity, food tours, tasting, cooking lessons, experiential. Now, this is an organization, WFTA. It is the biggest organization which helps, which guides you how to set up a destination for culinary and develop it. I've given you the link of the website where you can go and you can find, probably you can give it to the students who are interested, and they can sort of find out what to be done, what license, who to approach, where can you get the funding. Because when you're developing a destination, it's an area that you're developing. So there are government funds which are associated with it. So they'll be able to guide you and, to the right direction where, which way you can start. So W2A is big because they are the one-stop place for, in the world for culinary tourism. Concepts, gourmet tours, food expedition, food enterology. I've explained the previous two. Food enterology is something which is not really used much. The word is not very common, but enterology is gastroenterology. That means the study of finding out your intestines, your stomach, your gut health, all of that. So that is something which is coming up because health food, well-being, what should I eat, low gluten, no gluten, low fat, high protein, all those are coming in. And the latest is, to add to that, is improving gut health, like taking some probiotics so that the stomach upset doesn't happen and you remain healthy and weight remains constant. So that is something which is coming in. Food enter the study. You have to understand the body, the understanding of the organs which involved in digestion, and then use that as experience. Culinary tourism in India, diversity is major attraction because India country is very diverse, but we have not tapped it much. Regional, now it is happening. Now a lot of people have realized and a lot of destinations are coming up. Though it is still not there with the foreigners because it takes time for it to be added to their agenda and their itinerary. Regional cuisines like Punjabi, Bengali, South Indian, Rajasthani, of course, Maharashtrian, plus, add. Activity, spice plantation tours, cooking classes, temple tours, tea coffee plantation tours, which is something which really interests me, is tea coffee plantation. I did a festival while I was working in the hotel called Temple Food Festival because we found that during Navratri, there is not much client or guests coming into our restaurants. We said, let's give a boost to this area, which is available. And it did very well because we got chefs from different mandirs of different religions, and we got them to one place. We gave different days to them, and they took the kitchen. We helped out, our staff helped out and prepared the food. The whole ambience, everything was temple food. So we can do something like that. Promotes cultural heritage and rural tourism. Of course, it does. I've given you Indian culinary tourism, website where you can find out what is happening, how the government is helping, and which way it is going. You can probably take that. I've given you that. Okay, so just a few statistics. Foreign tourist arrival approximately 25 May 2056 lakhs. Revenue earned is 78,715 crore, which is approximately 9 million billion. Sorry. Foreign exchange earnings in 2024, just to compare, last year was 35,016 billion US dollar. And hotel industry is expected to grow at 52 billion US by FY27. Okay, so this is a CAG figure. That means year on year, every year will be 52 billion. Then medical tourism is 131,856. If you see why I put this figure, because this is the highest. Medical tourism for some reason is the highest because medical is expensive abroad. The moment you go out of India, it becomes unaffordable, and that's the reason a lot of people, a lot of my friends, they come down to India yearly or bi-yearly, every 2 years or 3 years, just for medical checkup. Doctors, they stay for 1 month and get it all done. And of course, a lot of tourists are coming from wellness centers to spend time, spiritualism, Goa, meditation, all of that comes under medical tourism. Total domestic visits in August 2025 is 303.59 crores. So domestic also is partaking in the revenue. Visitor spending in 2024, foreigners, how much they spent is about 185, which is 15,50,003 crores, up from 22% from pre-pandemic. So this is a big pickup because pandemic we thought tourists is gone, and now people are back with a bang because they stayed in their houses for so long that they are traveling like mad. So huge growth from pandemic levels. Projected market growth, the travel and tourism market is expected to grow at 15.67%. Again, this is yearly. So every year from 2025 to 2030, we are going to grow by 15.67. Government initiative. What are we doing so far? Very lackluster. Sustainable tourism. We are trying to put in sustainable, so eco-friendly, use that area, but mostly not in place because we are just, this isn't, I've taken from the government website, Minister of Tourism and Travel. My sector, the government is prioritizing the meetings interview. This was already in place, so I don't know what they have put it there because it's already being developed. Goa, Udaipur, all these areas which are MICE related, they bring in business from urban areas and the meetings happen there so that they earn their revenue. So this has been on. Religious tourism, yes, because this is a big grow area, and if they're focusing on that, that's the good part. That's a good takeaway for me. It will focus on developing sites linked to life and teachings of Lord Buddha. So they are doing Buddhist ones. So which is a good turn. Okay. Future of dining. So this is now we are coming almost to an end. So revolutionizing food with metaverse, which I explained with 3D atmosphere where you have your own avatars and you interact with people, you collaborate with people. So augmented reality and virtual reality. So these are basically restaurants which are opening up where virtual reality. I don't know if you heard a place in Delhi first came up called Le Petit Chef, which is now all over India. It's even in Pune, but I didn't see much growth. It's still in transition phase. It has to grow a lot because I did not see much interaction there. It's just projectors which are on the table and shows you photographs, small little chef, the little chef who's going through the table and trying to prepare. Maybe the kitchen video is taken and added to that. But however, the food which he's preparing is delivered by an associate onto your table from a plate. It's the same thing. So it's in its infancy. It has to develop a lot. So that's where augmented reality and virtual reality you are given. Like if you've seen the glasses made by Apple, which you wear and you are able to touch in front of you screen. That's where it has to come to. You need to touch the food virtually. So that's where it comes. But what I see it, if you've seen a movie called Time Machine, is something where we are going, where we are headed with AI, because the other lecturers who are given, all of them said the same thing, which I agree with, is enabler. So AI is going to be an enabler. It's going to help us. It's going to give us the data. But human interaction and human participation cannot be taken away. Robots cannot take over. So coming from that, your virtual reality is to be something that we are looking forward to, maybe a tablet which is going to be put on your plate, and you add the liquid or the moisture into it. It will grow into a burger, or it will transform into the nutrition levels which a burger gives, and you'll get the same benefits. So that's where we are going. That's where we are probably headed. I don't know whether we are going to reach there. I certainly hope we don't reach there, but yeah, certain things you cannot change, is inevitable. It will happen. So KFC has opened their virtual reality training kitchen in US. Then there are NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which are digital certificates of ownership stored on blockchain. Like originally it was there with art and collectibles, which is Richie Rich could only afford in auctions. In the culinary world, it seeped in and now being used to create exclusive dining experience and memberships, where chefs are giving it, or the organizers. Restaurants or chefs issue NFTs, these tokens that act as a digital pass. So basically it makes you feel special. You are treated as a VVIP, giving holders special access to events, reservation, a lot of money in there because you are targeting a certain client, which is cut above the rest. NFTs can be bought, sold, or traded, creating a marketplace for exclusive food experiences. Examples are Fly Fish Club in New York, the first NFT-based restaurant. Only NFT token holders can book tables. Chef-backed NFT menus, some celebrity chef releases limited edition dishes and digital recipes. I hear the cricket grounds in India are, some of them are getting equipped with kind of an NFT where they are creating a dining hall within. And we heard our hygiene lecturer who gave yesterday that he was part of the FIFA, and he was part of that. And I touched base with him. He said it is there in Dubai as well. So Abu Dhabi, Dubai probably has these kind of private dining areas where gourmet food is being given, which is charged at a very premium rate for the Arab sheikhs and the rich. So that's a big option out there for us, because cricket is big right now in India, and wherever India plays, the crowd is sure to be full. And of course, touching base last part is Expedia, which is trip matching AI powered feature from Expedia that turns public reels onto Instagrams, which Mr. Amritaksh was saying. Because right now you have a look at Expedia, and from there only you see the reels which public has posted on different destinations, what they've eaten, what food, which place, why is it good, why they have an infinity pool, should go there, the rooms are very good, cleanliness, all of that you can straight away look and book from there itself, which is become so easy. So that's where probably AI and revolutionary is happening up to that stage. Conclusion you have already known. I'm not going to go through. That's it. So I'm up for question answers. I hope I have not taken too much time, and I think, yeah, we are about 10-13 minutes early.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Participants, if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourselves. I'm sure there must be quite a few questions. If you also feel like sharing your own experiences with regards to any of the points shared in the presentation, please feel free to do so. Do we have any questions? I think the presentation was really detailed, sir.
Yeah, that's good.
Sir,
Yes, please go ahead.
I have a one question, not a question. Actually, I have one thing I want to ask to you.
Yes.
Sir, in India, we have got an abundance of hotels, restaurants, and also local foods.
Yes.
Yes, but sir, as per the European countries, why and also few of the Asian countries, why India is lacking of culinary tourism?
Okay, very valid question, very valid thing, because basically that's what I was hinting at, that we are lagging behind because one, we started late. Okay, we did not know what potential we have, and always as usual, abroad, even Europe, they are developed countries. We are still developing. So developed countries who are much ahead of time, they have gone to a level of development where they can afford to do this. We are now lagging behind because we have to look after a whole huge population. We have to take them along with us. So everything we do is going to be slow spaced. Even look at our infrastructure development. It's going to take time. How long did it take for metro to come up in Pune? It's going to take time. So that's where we lag, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It may be slow, and soon enough people will realize, and platforms like this is where it will get promoted, and it will reach the masses. It will probably reach the government as such, who's a part of it, who's organizing it, and they'll be able to. It's because it's not going to be very difficult, because you are going to develop a destination which is already there. It has the natural resources. It has the supporting the food, the local people around it. So it's not going to be very difficult. It's just going to be an organization which is going to bring it together, and once it starts, it's going to speed up. There is a start that has happened in Wayanad. I've seen development, spice stores are happening. There is, but it has to seep through into more people. And that's what I'm trying to say, that if it comes into colleges, and if you're able to get the students interested, because students are now looking for options. They don't want to work in hotels. They want something alternate. As somebody said earlier that, they're going into retail, which I know because retail is a big growth. I was also teaching retail business management, where I looked at some data and I found that yes, Retail is big, and my son is into retail, so I know what he's going through and what future he has, which I come to know. So yes, it's going to happen, but it's going to be slow. But yes, we are going to be the flag bearers. We have to start that in college as accommodations. We have to push that into our students who go out in the market, and probably then it will be faster. Does that answer your question, I hope?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have one more question. So,
Yes, please go ahead.
yes, sir. Sir, actually, I am belonging from IISS School of Management, Siliguri,
Okay.
and also I have also visited many other colleges. Sir, I have one concern that now, as you say, the students are now going to the other sector,
Yes.
and also some of my as because some of my friends also changed their sector because of they were in the food production department, now they have gone to the other departments. So now, sir, my concern is that how to enrich the food production department in a school, in a colleges and schools and so on there, so that we can enrich these things, because it is one of the most vast and one of the most interesting department.
Yes. Okay, so here coming here, I think part of it you cannot, you know, part of it is that it's the inculcated interest which is in the student, because a lot of, if you come and join, a student comes and tells me with the parent that I want to join because of MasterChef, doesn't make sense, because you are building a career on a TV program and you think that is going to, so you have to come down to reality. Culinary has to be love for cooking food, love for eating food. If that exists, probably it will happen. We can't do much really, because it's something which is, we can only guide, we can only take them to a certain level, but the initial interest has to be there. If you know what I mean. Like for example, our HR gentleman who was, Mr. Tiwari, he was explaining to us that it's the line manager, who affects. So it depends on what you face, how much interest do you take in cooking, because I have seen students who are good, who stand out, who will take any kind of beating, any kind of ragging in the hotel, and because their love for cooking and love for joining kitchen department is great. Because at the time when I was coming out of hotel management college, in that was in 89-90, and we sat down one day and friends of us discussed that what are we going to join. So the reason I joined food production is because it has skill as well as management. It was the highest, that's the reason, and of course my love for it. And till date it's been on, because even now I like to teach the students and show them how to cook, so that love never goes away. So I think majority, about 75 to 80% of it is what's in you, the individual, the student, or the person going to for a career. That affects a lot. But
Sir,
the rest of it
you
is,
don't think that YouTube we have means, now if you talk about the six mother sauces, or if you talk
yes,
about the cutting of meat and
yes,
all these things, so do you don't think, sir, that in YouTube, as it has been so much, it has been given that in detail, that
yes.
students don't want to expense money to join for a course fee, rather they are getting everything in the YouTube
No, I don't agree,
or in the
because
digital
see,
platform.
right, when they're coming out of their class 11, 12, they have no idea. So they require guidance. Who is going to tell them that Fallow restaurant is making in UK 6 mother sauces and that's the best way? So we are going to be the link. In colleges, our teachers, food production teachers are going to be the link which is going to show them that these exist. Have a look at this. So that's why now classrooms, I show a lot of video. I don't give them recipes, written recipes. And I think most of our faculty members are doing that. We are just sending, we search in YouTube what we think is the best way of production or preparation, and we forward it to them. And they have a look at it. They look at the recipe, and hear it, because it's audio visual. They're able to make the dishes faster and makes their classes interesting, and holds them, kind of thing. That's what I found. So of course we use those media, but we are going to be the link. We are going to show them where, because they are crude. They're coming in from colleges who have no idea. Probably they were following some other career and they suddenly said no. किसी ने बोला मेरे को ये line में bread and butter देगा, I will surely earn something very quickly. So that's why they come. Yeah. Anything
Thank
else?
you, sir.
Anybody else?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We have around 5 more minutes to go. Do we have any more questions? If there are any other participants who wish to ask any questions, please feel free to raise your hands. Mr. Umang, please, sir.
Please go ahead.
Please go ahead, sir.
Uh, I must appreciate, I must admire that you have delivered a very good things about the culinary tourism. Very insightful session. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. My question is this one, that if you are going to inculcate the culinary tourism into the syllabi of 3 year or maybe 4 year degree format, then which is the perfect stage as per you to inculcate either in the final semester or in the final year or in the second year?
I think second year for sure, because first year they're still, they're learning cooking. They want to know the basics and things like that. Second year is where they have got their basics and they can venture out. Why second year and not third, fourth year? Because they'll have the time. Why I'm saying is that the teachers have to push. The teachers have to give them that this is a good career option for the current time, because current timing is where options are running out. Hotels are not a place anymore, because you saw what is happening with the HR. He gave a thing that people are not happy. Students want to buy an iPhone with the money they earn, and it's going to take them 6 months time. They're not patient. So they are of course looking, and you see the trend that people, all the students are today. My final year student, most of them are applying for J1 visa. They're wanting options abroad. Even internship, they want to go to Maldives and other areas, and options are available, and parents are supporting these days. Unlike ours, we are not supported that way. That भाई तेरे को डाल दिया hotel management, तू अपना नौकरी जुगाड़ कर ले. So that kind of a thing. So now parents are supporting. That's where it's changed. And yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this insightful session. Do we have any more questions? Okay, so I think we'll proceed. Sir, thank you so much for this. It was an extremely vibrant and interactive session. I think it's fair for me to say that we loved that little bit of that scanning the QR code and mentioning the dishes that have stayed in our memory or from the region where we come from. India is so vast and so diverse. I think if every day we eat one dish, we still may not cover all the dishes that are there in a year. So, yes, India is definitely a country with limitless potential. And when it comes to culinary tourism, I think we can definitely take a leaf out of the book of developed countries who are already doing so much in terms of um, in in ways to attract more tourists and give them new experiences. Because yes, food is was sustenance, it still is, but it has gradually gravitated towards experience. We don't um, eat food only to fulfill our nutrition need.
Correct.
It's also an experience.
Yes.
And I think that's where culinary tourism comes. And your presentation has really opened our eyes into the ways and also the gaps which are there. And we can really push and encourage our students towards so many different entrepreneurship activities. Give them, show them the way, the ones who are interested in culinary, and tell them that, this is also one aspect that you can explore. Culinary tourism is there in India, and India will play a very important role in the coming years.
Absolutely.
And so thank you. The Garlic Del Rey Festival was definitely something that how it opened up the economy of South Florida,
Yes.
and how India, being an agro-based industry, can do a lot more with their
Big potential.
agro-tourism.
Yes, agree. Thank you very much. I'm more than
Thank you,
glad.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Just on a closing note, I just want you all to see a small little, not a video. I'm not going to play it. You are going to see it. Just note it down. It's a place, public market in Seattle called the Pike Place Market, Pike Place Market. Have a look at the video. It's been used by a lot of training enthusiasts as well as HRs across the world. Basically, the fishermen. The story is that the fishermen go stay out all night and they try to catch fish. They return by about 3, 4 o'clock, dog tired, but they have to sell their fish because if it's not sold, it's not fresh. So Pike Fish Market is about how they sell their fish with the playing activity. They throw big fishes around from one guy to another, lift it over their head and throw it. And the clients just go to watch that activity going on. They pack it also that way. They sing songs. They try to keep themselves, so something of that sort. So that's my closing note. I hope I have done justice to time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Before the participants log off, could I please request everyone to switch on their cameras so that we can quickly take a group photo? I know everyone is very hungry after this session. I certainly
There's
am. My
there's a small
digestive juices are
announcement also
flowing
by
looking at the pictures of
Dr.
the
Kiran.
food.
So please hold on
There's
after the
an
photograph.
announcement.
Dr. Kiran has some
After the
announcement.
photo, nobody leaves. I have some announcements to make, please. Switch on the cameras, then we'll click frame by frame. Okay.
Done.
Okay, sir. I think most of okay, done. So 94 people are there. Okay, so tomorrow is the last day. Am I audible clearly? Am I
Yes,
audible
yes,
clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you
Okay,
are.
Yes,
okay, perfect.
yes.
Now,
Yes, sir.
tomorrow being the last day, the schedule is a little different. We're going to start at 2. There are 3 sessions lined up. 2 to 3:30, 3:30 to 5. Sorry? Okay, so there are 3 sessions lined up, and after that, immediately, there is a valedictory function followed by an online test. Now, online test will happen for immediately after the valedictory function. So let's say by around 6:30, we will start the online test, 15 minutes here or there. It is a MCQ based test, which has 25 marks. Very basic questions from the topics that we all have covered during this FDP. All the questions will be very, very basic. So don't you worry upon that front. Your evaluation is a continual evaluation, which has 3 parameters. Parameter number 1 is attendance. Parameter number 2 is a reflection. Parameter number 3 is your MCQ test. So I have just now shared a small link of forms on your official WhatsApp group, where the link will take you to a Google form where you have to upload your reflection. So Sundar sir will give us a small demonstration of how to do that. Now Sundar sir, please show the demo first, then we'll talk to you. So show it from the scratch, sir. WhatsApp पे जाके दिखाइए. So you're not audible.
Yeah. So once the link is shared, so please click on the given link, and it will take you to this particular page, Reflection Journal ATAL Online FDP 2025. Only 3 basic parameters you need to fill. Name of participant, that is, we'll just quickly type. Your roll number as per the sheet which Dr. Kiran has shared on the group earlier, and followed by adding the file. Now here you need to add your PDF file, which sir had explained earlier, and if any doubt, sir will explain again. Right, so we just upload, and you need to just submit it. That's it. Very basic submission that you need to do. Right, sir.
Is it clear to everyone? In case
Yes.
any queries, you can unmute yourself and ask me, please.
Yes, sir. We are clear.
It is very clear,
we are
very
clear.
simple.
Sir,
Hello.
will you please tell us the deadline of the submission of reflection journal?
I'll